Hey everybody, it's Dusty from Mojave Audio, and we are here with our good friend Ken Pooch Van Druten. Where are we? What are we doing?
Well, we're here at Third Encore doing rehearsals with Bruce Dickinson.
Ooh.
He's the lead singer of, you might know him from Iron Maiden, that,
Yep.
that little metal band that's been around for 45 years or so. Anyway, he has his own solo project. It's called the Manjake Project, and we're here rehearsing for that for a tour, which we start and leave Thursday, and it continues on until through October.
Didn't you just finish 3 years with Iron Maiden?
Yeah, since 2017, actually, I started with them.
Wow.
So they do 3-year touring cycles. Right now we're in the middle of a touring cycle.
So in the middle of your break, you book another tour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I understand.
I mean, when Bruce says, hey, I'm going to go do a solo project and you're coming, you say, okay.
There you go. Yeah, it's good to be working.
It is.
So let's talk a little bit about our MA-201fets.
Sure.
You and our mutual friend Chris Rabold were kind of like the pioneers. And unbeknownst to me, you started this whole fire of using those mics for drum overheads.
Well, Chris was the real first guy. Like here's how it happened. Chris and I speak a lot. We're great friends, and we would talk about once a week about, hey, what are you using this, what new piece of gear are you using? What do you like? And we would kind of bounce ideas off of each other all the time. He's just a really, really great, talented engineer, unbelievable.
One of the best.
Yeah, he really is. And one of those conversations, he's like, man, I'm using these new microphones, and dude, you got to check them out. They're unbelievable on overheads. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll go check them out. And so he was using them, I think, on Bruno Mars. Mm-hmm. And then he said, yeah, you got to go check them out. So I got a pair, and I threw them up and went, I high passed them up a little bit and just went, where have you been? You know what I mean? It's like for me, one of the hardest microphones on a drum kit to get right is the overheads.
Right.
I tend to be a guy that uses the overheads not just for cymbals. They're there to kind of capture the whole kit together. And so that's why I like a larger diaphragm microphone. I just haven't, over the years, I've tried everybody else's stuff, pencil microphones, large diaphragm microphones, everything. And it's either they capture the cymbals right or they capture the drums right, but they're not. It's never both, you know, till they found these microphones. And man, I can't say enough about them. They're unbelievable. I come from a studio background, and so, I was lucky enough in my studio days to use, incredible microphones, U67s and U47s, all the old vintage stuff. Right. And these remind me of that, but somehow in a live setting, you're trying to not capture like the rest of the stage because the stage is loud, all these wedges and all this kind of stuff. And somehow the way that the pattern of these are and the sound that they are, the signature of their EQ within the microphone itself is just the perfect balance of like capturing the kit, eliminating all the other stuff on the stage, getting the sound of the drum kit along with the cymbals. Right. Man, I can't say enough about them. They're really great.
I love hearing that. David Warrior designed them. There's really nothing tricky to them. They're just a simple circuit with really great components.
Well, they are.
Right. Yeah. That's the whole secret. Yeah. It happens all the time. Thanks to you guys, I get orders and emails from people saying, hey, Pooch sent me, or Chris sent me, said this is going to change my life. I need a pair of 201s. Oh, man. So thank you for that. But we love hearing that. Right. And it's not only the front of house world, but it's also the house of worship world, because they look to thought leaders like you guys for direction. Like, what should I use? Yeah. So it's just grown into this whole thing organically.
Oh, that's
so cool. We love that.
What I love about that is that any person that I've ever turned on to them, like a personal friend, and I said, no, man, you got to check these out, whatever. It's to the person. After 5 days, they'll go get a pair. They'll call me 5 days later and be like, dude, like same thing that I was.
We love hearing that. So, I always share those with David because it makes us really happy.
Oh, that's great.
Well, thanks. Thanks for doing this. It's great to see you.
Great to see you.
And we'll see you down the road.
Awesome.